And the aims of this chapter is student to learn. Student has to learn about how to pass and receive the data between the different activity. And the expected outcome here is student has the ability to handle explicit intent and implicit intent, and how to pass the data to other activity and the return data from launch activity. And you also can refer to this several website here for your reference. All right. Okay, an Android application can be composed of multiple activity, and each activity should be declared in the file Android manifest. As I explained before, Android manifest here consists of the structure of our activity in your mobile application, and add a chart element to the application, and you can tag like this. Okay, and this is the main activity and this is the second activity. So you can, if you have 5 activity, and then it will be automatically generated. Okay, if it is not automatically generated, so you have to declare by yourself. It's better to you to check here the Android manifest. But if you use the latest Android, okay, as I suggested to you now, it will be generated, okay, automatically. Yeah. All right, and the activity and the Android manifest XML here, they have a Java class. They also have a layout file. Okay, you can see here once you create the new layout, okay, and also it generated in the Java file here, means you create on create here, okay, public void on create, but on create, okay, bundle save instance state, and set content view or layout activity underscore main. Yeah, usually it refer to the which activity that you want to display, especially for the layout. Okay. If you have more than one layout, you can appoint the second layout or the third layout here. Yeah, set content view r dot layout dot your activity, activity 2, activity 3, and so on. And this is the Java file, okay, in the second activity. If you can see here, same like the first activity, it will be generate the layout and also the Java file. Okay, it will show like this, r layout dot activity 2. So this is show the represent the layout number 2. All right, okay. In order to launch the other like B activity from A activity, programmer must have use intent here. All right. Let's say you are in the activity A, and then you want to navigate to the activity B. Okay, you can you can call the intent function. Okay, after that you can add the start activity. Okay, it trigger a request to the Android system. Okay, then of course when you declare intent, you may declare the current, okay, the current class, okay, and also the targeted class. Okay, so Android will help your declaration to move, yeah, to other activity. Okay, and then here activity A, fire an intent, and Android looks for capable activity. Okay, and then by looking at the manifest, okay, and when one is found, it is called. Okay, so it is not only necessary to activity. Okay, if you want to open a web page, okay, you might call a browser, and intent help you to do that action, to go to the specific address, okay, https, for example, umb.edu.my, and so on. So this is the intent definition. Intent is a facility for late runtime binding between components in the same or different application. So you also can navigate the other class in the same application, or you also can call the existing application, okay, the different application. So call a component from the other component, and then it also possible to pass data, okay, from activity one to activity two, okay, and then the component here, example is the activity, okay, services, okay, broadcast receiver, and so on. Something like Android, please do that with this data. Okay. Android, please pass this data and send to the activity 2. Okay. Or maybe pass this data, okay, to the third activity, and so on. Right. And you also can reuse already installed the application, okay, and the component. For example, here you can call the others, okay, the others install the application. Thus, it is evident that using intent, one Android component can request action from the others component of Android. Okay, we can think that intent object as a message containing a bundle of information. Information of interest for receiver, okay, information of interest for the Android system, and this is the structure, okay, structure of the intent. Okay, for the instant, okay, structure of intent actually consists of the component of name and also the action name. Okay, data, you can attach your data. Okay, data here you can put extra string, floating, or double data, okay, to pass to other activity, category, okay, extra flag, okay. For instance, flag can instruct the Android system to launch an activity in specific manner. Okay, you can specify that the new activity be launched in the new window of this Android application, especially for flag, extra and flag here. Okay, there are two types of intent. Okay, number one is explicit. Okay, and the second one is implicit. So what is explicit? Explicit is the target receiver is specified through the component name. Okay, especially used to launch a specific activity. So I want to when the user click this button, okay, it navigate to the fourth activity. So I want a specific activity to be launched. Okay. In this case, we define explicitly the Android component, and then you need to declare the current class, okay, and then the targeted class, and then following by start activity and the intents variable. For implicit intent, okay, the target receiver is specified by data type or name. Okay, the system choose the receiver that match the request. Implicit intent here, we don't specify define the it is used to launch a specific application. All right, used to launch a specific application such as open camera, open contact, contacts, person, open specific website, for example, and others existing application in your phone. So you can control, not control, you can launch that application through your Android application. All right, this is the explicit intent, okay? Launching an activity and passing information from one to other in the same application, in the same your Android application. And explicit intent also can be used to return data from launch the activity. Example here, first number is 100 and the second number is 200. And when once the user click the button, add button here, okay, it pass the first value, the first number and the second number to the second activity. And then at the second activity, they process addition, okay, between two numbers, 100 and plus 200, okay, and display the result in the second activity, okay. But in this example, you are trying to pass, okay, first number and the second number to other activity, okay. So it will not be processed in the first activity, but you are trying to pass both value to other activity. And then at the second activity, you process it. You can do multiplication, you can do division, okay, and so on. And the explicit intent also can be used to return data from the launch activity here. So you can return, okay, return the data from, for example, you pass first number and second number to the second activity, and then you process it, okay. Example is addition, and the result is 300, and the 300 here can return back to the first activity. Again, the result obtained from the addition between number 1 and number 2, okay, can be returned to the first activity again. So it can be happen like that. Okay. Next one is the implicit intent. In this case, a programmer can avoid coding his own activity and let Android automatically handle the activity by firing up the component from other application that can do the job on our application behalf. Yeah. So example like this. Oops. Okay. All right. For example, you are typing a specific address, okay, and then by clicking the navigate button, okay, it give a direction to the browser and launch that address, okay, and let Android automatically handle the activity by firing, okay. For example, here you can open the website, okay. You also can open a camera to capture, okay. What else? You can also open the contact number, yeah. But the set on click listener, you can set inside your Android application, okay. Then you can navigate to the existing application in your devices. All right. Next is intent capability. Programmer will be able to accomplish a lot of things using intent here. The ability of navigating from one activity to other. So it is explicit, right? Okay. And then the ability to start a third-party application or external application activity like using camera, contact, pinning location, okay, sending email, and etc. And we call it, this is implicit intent. Right. Oh, okay. So is it quite clear? Any question? regarding to the difference between explicit and implicit intent? Hello?
No, Doctor.
All right. So we can proceed to the explicit intent first. So this is that one is the theoretical. So we can go to the practical in the Java file. Example. Here, explicit intent specify the name of activity that will be handled in the intent. Okay. Example here, in order to launch the second activity or the third activity in the same application, you can declare intent, and then this one, okay, this is a variable you can change, not follow, but this one should be state as follow here, intent, okay, and this is your variable equal to new intent, and then this is your current. Okay, if you are from the second activity, so you can mention second activity dot this. Okay, and this is the targeted class. Second activity dot class means from main to the second activity. All right, launching the second activity from the main activity Java. For the purpose, we use the intent class and passing the current contact intent by calling start activity. Okay, so you can mention start activity after you declare this variable intent. Okay, here equal to new intent main activity dot this second activity dot class, and here you need to mention start activity intent. This will be simply launch the second activity from the same application right over main activity. When the start activity is called, okay, the system examine all of the installed application, determine which one can handle the kind of intent. Okay, next one is passing data to other activity. Add data to the intent in a key value pair, then retrieve it by the receiving activity. Same like the same like launching the second activity. So you need to declare the intent. After that, you can add the data that you want to pass. So means that I'm going to pass Ali, string Ali, to the second activity, right? So I can call intent dot put extra. And then this is the variable, which is name, variable name, and this is the string value, okay, which is Ali. You also can pass integer value, okay, still using put extra a variable, and this is your integer without double quote. String, you need to declare a double quote like this, okay, and start activity intent. Okay, in this case, two pieces of data, string and integer, have been transferred by using put extra. It has two parameters. Okay, first one specifying the name which of the extra data, and the second parameter is the data itself. So in name here is uh, the uh, the data, the variable, okay, and this is the value, okay, the data itself of value Ali. So I'm going to pass Ali and 21. All right. To receive the data in the B activity by using bundle object, you can use a bundle extra equal to get intent, get extra. If extra not equal to null, okay, and then string name equal to extra dot get string name. This is the variable. So what is the value of name here? It will be Ali. Okay. Because you call here get string name, and this is the variable. So it will be stored into name here, which is the Ali. The value is Ali. And then integer a equal to extra dot get intent a. So what is x value here? 21. So only extra here, only variable, okay? And then calling get extra on our intent object enable us to call various method like get string, uh, get extra, get intent, okay, get character, and etc. Okay. So by using get extra, whatever the data value will be retrieved here. Okay. It can be string, can be integer, can be character. So this is general, not general, I can say it can uh, retrieve for all data type. If you change here, okay, dot get string, so only the string value retrieve here. Okay, the integer cannot be retrieved. This is the, in order to play safe, you can use the get extra because it can retrieve all various data type. Yeah. Calling get extra on our intent object enable to get string, integer, and character. Right. And next one is about also we can use the method like get string extra, okay, or get integer extra on the intent object instead of working with the bundle. And use like this. Get string extra, name get integer extra. All right. This one is using bundle. Okay, if let's say you are not going to use a bundle here, you can declare like this. Okay, string name equal to get integer get string extra name. So means only name, only one string. Okay, only one variable. If you use a bundle, okay, bundle package, right? And then get intent dot get extra, all the data that you send to the second activity will be retrieve it. Then you can declare like this. If extra not equal to null, then you can declare one by one. Or you can declare like this, string name, okay, equal to get intent dot get string extra name. So only Ali here. Let's say I remove this one. So I only can retrieve Ali here. Okay, this one is the syntax. If you wanna make it one by one, okay, name egg. Okay, this one example if you are using bundle, yeah, in order to retrieve the data. Okay, both are correct. Okay, not, this is the way. You wanna retrieve all the package, okay, or you want to retrieve one by one like this. Let's say if you have sir, is there any advantage, disadvantage? For me, in my opinion, the objective here is this one is a bundle. Okay, this one is one by one. Okay, if you want to only want a retrieve egg, so just declare integer egg equal to get intent dot get integer extra egg. Then you can get 21. The value for and store into egg here. Yeah. All right. Next one. There is no way for the transfer data to be written from the second activity to the first activity. Okay. However, launching the second activity as a sub-activity of the first activity can achieve returning the data. Okay. To do so, we have to start the first activity as a sub-activity by calling start activity for result. Okay, instead of using start activity. Okay, in order to launch, in order to return the value, okay, from the second activity, okay, and return back to the first activity, you have to use start activity for result. Okay. Example, okay. At the first activity, I'm trying to pass value number 100, pass to the second activity. I want to pass the second value, which is 200, pass to the second activity. At the second activity, I do some processing, okay, and then I want to return back the result obtained from the second activity. So I have to use start activity for result, okay, instead of using start activity. So if you want to return the value, you may use start activity for result. And start activity for result enable us to identify the return data from the sub activity, yeah, by passing a request code value. This is the example. At the first activity, you can declare start activity for result intent, comma, request code. This is for the first activity. You are trying to pass the data to the second activity, and then it will be returned back because you use start activity for result. But if you use the start activity like this, where is it? Like this, example, this one, start activity intent, you just pass this one. You pass the value, name and age, without request any return value obtained from the second activity. But if you use the start activity for result, so you are requesting the return value. Okay, this one done. Okay, example here, returning data launch activity. Activity can return result, example data. Okay, sender invoke the start activity for result. Okay. On activity result, integer request code, integer result code, and intent the data. Okay, let me close this one. How to close? This is, let me copy first. Okay, you can access the tutorial and the detailed explanation from my video here. All right, back to here. Okay, example. Okay, here to declare same like the previous one, intent. Okay, and then intent put extra. Okay, the data, and then here. Okay, the different here, start activity for result. Okay, intent and the choose activity code. And then you need to create a function which is a public void on activity result. Okay, in the first activity, integer request code, choose activity code here. Example is I assign the value 10, for example. So the request code should be similar, right? Integer result code and integer result code here. There are two options: result okay or cancel. Okay, later on I will explain it. And the intent data. So this one will be stored here. The return data will be stored in the here. Okay. And then invoke the second activity, complete its operation. Okay, this one intent with the result. Activity can return the result as a receiver side. Okay, you can call here a set result. Okay, and the result okay, comma intent. Intent dot put extra result coming from the second activity, and this is the variable, and you can call the function finish. Okay, so this is the as a receiver side, we can send the data from the second activity to the first activity. Okay, so you are trying to, this is the syntax in the second activity. Okay, this is for first activity. Remember here, first activity, start activity for result. Okay, so you pass value and then you are requesting the return value. And this is the second activity. You are trying to return the value to the first activity. So you can use intent, put extra result. Okay, and then coming from the second activity, and this is the variable, then finish. Okay, the result is delivered to the caller component only after invoking the finish method. Okay, this is as a receiver side. So we can send the data from the second activity to the first activity. This is the example. Okay. Uh, Example in the first activity. All right. Request code equal to 22 and the result code equal to result. Okay. And then I want to display the result. Okay. Text view, set text, and the data dot get string extra result. This is the result is a variable. All right. The variable that should be mentioned in the activity 2. So this is the choose activity code. Okay. Calling the finish method in the sub activity. Finish method create a new intent object contain the return data. And calling the set result method of the enclosing activity to pass through it the return data. For the result code, there are two, as I mentioned, result OK or result cancel. Result OK means the result sent correctly. Okay, result cancel will be received in the parent activity if the event of the sub activity is crash. So if they cannot detect it, if you don't mention it, it will be crash. Crash hang. Your application will not be launched. Right? But if you put result OK, then you can send correctly the data. Okay. May also be a custom value subject. Yeah. And this is the example. Okay, you are trying to at the first activity, which is the main activity, you are trying to send here whatever the value from the edit ed1 is edit text one dot get text dot to string. Okay, you are trying to this one, and then you are trying to also want a return value start activity for result. So I want a return value from the data that you pass, which is edit one text to string. And then I create a function which is on activity result. In order to retrieve the data will be stored here with the integer request code, okay, 11, and the result code result okay. If both requirements are satisfied, then you can display here edit one set text data get string extra, and then this is the variable, not string, and this is the variable from activity number 2. This is the second activity here. You can create like this. Okay. All right. If you can see here, public void zen intent to put extra. Okay, SMS. This is the variable to indicate that you are trying to pass the value to the first activity. And then set result okay. Okay, this is the request code, not request code, this one. Result code. We call it result. This is 11 is a request code. Okay, result okay is the result code. Okay, and this is the result code, request okay, and then pass the intent to and finish. So you are passing the return value to the first activity. Right? Okay. This is the next one is the implicit. Okay. After we are discussing the about explicit, okay, all the second activity, passing the value to the second activity, passing the value to the second activity, and return back the value to the first activity. Now we are going to discuss implicit intent. So the target receiver is specified by data type or name, and the system choose the receiver that match the request. Implicit intent do not name a target. Okay, when an intent is launched, okay, Android check out which activity might answer to the intent. If at least one is found, then that activity is started. And binding doesn't occur at compile time nor at install time, but a runtime. Okay, so we can call it late runtime binding here. So intent the component, we can think that to an intent object as a message and containing a bundle information of interest for the receiver, information interest for the Android. Okay, this is the action name. Okay, a string naming the action to be performed. Okay, you also in the action name here you can predefine or can be specified by programmer by set action and the string value. So here predefined action example is action edit, action main, action view, okay, action search, okay. So you can refer to the developer.android here. All right. Okay, another one is special action. Example here is action image caption. Okay. Here example here action dial. Okay, action send to, action display setting, and so on. Okay, this is the example. Uh, an intent provide a facility for performing late runtime binding between the code and different application. Okay. Example how to implement. You can declare intent equal to new intent, and then intent dot action view. Action view here is this one. Predefine action. Okay, display the data to the user, right? Okay, comma, and then URI dot parse, okay, and the address itself, http /ump.edu.my. So it means that action view you are going to display, okay, if you look at here, display the data to the user, okay. This is the predefined action, and this is the special action. So you can refer to the developerandroid.com. You can see there are a lot of special action. Yeah. Okay. Another one is action view again. Okay. URI pass double quote SMS 2. Okay. This is the number. So means once I click this button, okay, it navigate to the short message service. Okay, and then to here you already mentioned the phone number. Okay, so you just type the text, then you can see the you can send the message. Another one is called action dial. Okay, there's action view and action dial means once the user click this button, you are dial this number, this telephone number. This is the example of the implicit intent that initiate a web search. Okay, you can use the intent dot action search. Okay, and intent dot put extra search manager dot query comma query. If intent resolve action get package manager not equal to null and start activity intent. The condition here, if intent resolve activity get package manager not equal to null, means it is the handle error handling. Okay, means that if you didn't find the package that you examine in your device, so it will be not crash. Yeah, it will not crash directly, but it will be handled. Okay. So if not, then you can proceed the intent itself. Okay, start activity intent. Example of an implicit intent that play a music file. Okay. This is under action view. Okay, you can use intent. This is intent, new intent dot action view, and then you also can start activity intent. All right. but you need to mention here URI file. Okay, for example, you save it into the specific internal, or you are trying to access the cloud Firebase. Later on, discuss here. Okay, this is the example, a implicit intent, action to perform, which is the intent. Okay, and then the data to perform here is the URI parse. Okay. So action to perform, action view, okay, and others, action. Another one is action dial. Okay, you can see here. You can refer to this one. Action send to, okay, action setting. Send to usually used for email, action image capture, and so on. All right, let me close this one. All right. Okay, next one is okay. Implicit intent are very useful to reuse the code and to launch external application. Android system will search for activity on the device that have registered the ability to handle action view requests. Okay, this is the example, a common intent, setting an alarm, okay, timer, calendar event, camera, email, file, various meaning you can use the action view. So if you want to make it, you want to launch the alarm, so you can use action set alarm. Timer, action set timer. Calendar, I want to click button, then open the Google Calendar, so you can use action insert and data. Yeah. Or you want to open camera, once I click this button, open the camera. So you can use action image capture or action video capture, email, file, and so on. Okay, that's it. Is there any question?